Hope you're all doing fantastic. We are moving along on this painting, and we are still so far from finishing this, I feel. But it is dried up a little bit. And these feet are abnormally sized compared to all the other ones. Might have to increase the size because this person, I think, this person has to be forward, right? Like this person is going to be quite a bit more forward. So much more work. Oh, but anyway, what was I saying? So the live stream today is titled "Only Cool People Paint with Gloves." Only cool people paint with gloves. I saw this funny Threads post. Threads is an interesting platform. I really like Threads. And it's an interesting platform. Saw somebody post that that they were basically talking. It was a bunch of people in the threads bragging about not painting without gloves. And I thought that was just a funny thing to be proud of. Out of all the things, out of all the things to be proud of when it comes to painting and doing artwork, one of the things they were proud of was the fact that they didn't wear gloves. Speaking of which, I need to download Twitch on this phone. Play Store. Let's get this drive. Got it. Oh, I gotta restart my computer. Skip. I need Twitch. Let me download Twitch on this phone. Install Twitch live streaming. We're gonna working on this. It actually looks pretty good on this phone, but so many things like this guy's leg needs to be. This guy's just massive in the background, right? He is a giant, and I might just keep him like that. I might have to keep him like that. The other figures are the portions are just not there. Like this guy's much bigger than everybody else. Let's just go on and see how far we can take this. All right, so we're gonna go open, login, Huzzah Creative. Oh, where's my phone? I need my phone. Stream in real life. Enable camera, allow. Enable microphone, allow. Got it. Let's do art, stream orientation. Let's paint. All right. Oh yeah. So back to this whole idea of the title of this live stream being "Only Cool People Wear Gloves to Paint." I was on Threads, and somebody on Threads was talking about how um, someone on Threads was talking about how like a bunch of people were having this discussion on why they they felt proud about the idea that they don't wear gloves when oil painting, and I thought that was an interesting thing to take pride in because I used to when I first started painting. I actually took pride in that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna wear paint. You know, I got to get in there. I got to get my hands dirty and messy. And then eventually I started using gloves because paint just gets so messy. And long term, I want my hands to be able to maintain their productivity. I don't want them to like dry out and fall off from the mineral spirits and cadmium and all the metals that are in oil paint. So let's see, we're gonna go clipboard. All right, there we go. So I think we can get on with painting. Okay, so I've been working on this for quite a while now. And I think as far as how it looks okay. Looks like an okay painting. I think a lot of the issue stems from the idea that if I try to make things look proportional, that should be my goal. Hmm. Just wondering how far I can push this. Did I just wake up or am I hungover? Dave, what kind of question is that, man? What are these questions? I'm hungover from a long day of work. That's what I'm hungover from. Work. Oh crap. Where's my manager? I mean, where's my stream? There we go. There's my stream. All right. And the cat is away. This is very dramatic. I'm trying to navigate these feet here, these legs. This guy's extra skinny. We're just gonna say that he's extra skinny. The painting looks okay. It's just extra messy. I'm trying to decide whether I want to keep this or whether I want to actually keep pushing it to infinity and beyond. Let's see here. Where's my reference image? I do like where it's at though. It's got some good details. Still, it's very rough, but it's got good quality to it. Listen, sneezing a lot. Yeah, these feet. So the feet need to be at least like, if you do that foot, that's gonna be at least almost up the ankle here. So these feet look like they could possibly be, you know, up to the top. But these feet, the size is just needs some work. Her feet look okay. She looks extraordinarily long though. I really don't want to have to redo these feet, but the proportions are just so off compared to everything else. If I want to make it proportionate, so I think we got to give this guy bigger feet. I think if she has smaller feet, that's okay. But if he if he has these feet, it just doesn't work because his legs are so long. So there you go, people. If you got it right the first time, you wouldn't have to do everything again. But here, what we're gonna do, let's open this. I'm gonna do our boy some justice and give him some normal sized feet. I'm gonna give him some justice here. So how should I do this? Let's see. We're gonna go and we're gonna grab a nice let's see. They need to be about that size. So whatever that looks like, we're gonna extend these feet out just a little bit. So let's go like this. We're gonna make them grade, and we're going to guesstimate here the size that his feet need to be. So we're gonna go ahead and let's see. Actually bring this back. This heel back a little bit. That should be about a third of his foot right there. This heel should be about the third of his foot. And we're going to go up to the third there. And then this is going to come out. Should be about half that. So we're going to come out like that. No, a little bit longer. A little bit longer on these feet here. Let's see. So these are going to come up like that. Got the sniffles today, huh? There we go. And we're just going to elongate the toe like right there. There we go. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. I'm going to bring a little toe down. I'm going to go bring this like this. I'm just going to darken it here. How's that look for a foot? That looks actually pretty decent, right? We get that size of the foot, that size of the foot. It's a little bit bigger. We're doing okay. Yeah, that foot's okay. All right. So that foot and this foot we need to pull back a little bit. So we're going to bring this foot back a little bit as well. So let's go like this. We're going to go bring this low and then high. It's hard to want to like repaint areas because especially if you already did it. Because first of all, you have to admit that you made a mistake. And then you got to be comfortable having to start over with that specific section So here we go. So we're going to go like this. and give him a bit of a bigger ankle here. So we're going to give him a bigger ankle. Let's go right like this. And this is just like the initial cover up. So, oh, I should rotate this. That'll help me. Because the light is like blocking a lot of this. So I need to paint at an angle. That's going to help a lot. So let's go into here. We're just going to go bring this ankle up right here. So what's going on, Dave? How is everything in the life of Dave? Is everything all right? You got doing everything you dream of? You living the dream here? That foot is about just minus the toe, so whatever this length is. So this length is going to be right there. So we're going to move this just another inch back. That actually matters here. All right, and we're gonna go darker with this. So I'm gonna go a little darker with our color right now. Let's go to the super dark brown. We're gonna find our shadow just to separate our feet here. And let's go like this. And of course, there's going to be some shadow underneath this other foot here, but maybe not as much. And here's what we can do now. We can start to find some pinks. Let's go find a little pink right here. Pink yellow. Let's do that. Pink yellow. I got some sniffles today. Let's go like this. And we're going to come around. Add in our highlight across the top here. Get our toe, our big toe, coming like this. That's actually looking pretty good. We could be happy about this situation that we have. Let's see, we're gonna come around and we're just gonna bring some paint into here. Let's see, bring this paint around. Let's go like this. So bring this foot around. And use this extra highlight to bring this down. I want to fill in this, make sure that we get that down right there. How's that? Yeah, his feet are a little better. A little better. That's good. We didn't want to do our guy too dirty and make it look like his feet were just absurdly undersized. Got to take consideration of the human being that you're creating, right? What's up, Omizu Arts and Carafes. Arts and Carafes. So here we go. All right, so we're gonna go bring down our white into here. We're gonna go get some more highlight. We're just gonna build up the color into this leg right here. Rebuild in this highlight that we've got. Rebuild in these highlights. Let's get the top of the toe right here. And let's see. So the top of the toe is going to curve down and then just be like that. And there's a subtle toe on the other side. And this is going to come around. I'm just being cautious to avoid getting, avoid making what's it called? Sausage toes. That's just something I'm being cautious of. And let's see, we're gonna get our highlights deep, some nice highlights into the top of the foot right here. Probably want to make this foot a little wider, so we're gonna bring this down and actually bring this up a little bit. I'm gonna bring this foot up quite a lot actually. I'm gonna bring it like right there. And we're just gonna this over. And I think proportionally speaking, we're at a better place. Honestly, his feet actually look a little bit too big now. Look a little too big now, but that's okay. We can live with that. We can live with that. That if someone, I learned this from Vincent van Gogh. They make a lot of Vincent van Gogh's drawings. If you ever look at them, the biggest thing people make fun of, like if you were just look at Vincent van Gogh's drawings and you didn't know it was Vincent van Gogh, you had no idea that he was, one of the greatest brilliant geniuses that ever lived. you'd probably think that, as an amateur that drew it, because, there's nothing really, very little that's like realistic or accurate about Van Gogh's drawings, right? Van Gogh used a lot of angular lines, and he had a lot of he made like all hands and shoes like super oversized, and people actually criticized him a lot for oversizing some things, but that's okay, right? Because he's Vincent Van Gogh. It's just a shame that he didn't really get to see his greatness during his lifetime, but that's all right. You know, he gave us all today living. If we can learn through history, if you can find Vincent, which you probably won't because there's only one, maybe you'll find something great. But what can we all learn from Vincent's life? I don't know. Get your work out there. So I'm using like a dulled color uh, to paint in our figure here. It's a bit dulled. It's gonna give us like a dull texture. Like this is actually kind of funny how this looks. The one problem I have is I feel it feels like a paper cutout. It almost feels like each person is like a cutout. Daniel Baker doesn't like it. Daniel Baker Daniel Baker doesn't like my painting. He thinks it's gross. What am I going to do? Please, please, somebody help me. Somebody give me a hug. Let me cry on his shoulder or something. I need a shoulder to cry on. David. Daniel Bakel. Daniel Bakel. That's the name that I will remember forever as the person that didn't like my painting, who called it gross. Daniel, I will remember that name. And when I finally meet Daniel Bakel, I'm going to go, Daniel, how can I get you to like one of my paintings? And then you'll probably respond more kindly because in person, people are more nice. People don't really troll in real life, except if they're like homeless. I feel like the only people homeless are like under the age of 16. Omizu is here like, dude, I troll, and well, Omizu probably doesn't troll in real life, but he does crack jokes and roast. I can actually make her feet a little bigger. Her feet a little bit undersized too. Just give everybody really large body parts. Oh, excuse me. I've got the some sort of sniffle whiffle. Daniel Bakel. Daniel Bakel will remain as that guy in my memory, seared into my memory of the person who called my painting gross. I feel like, what if I just quit painting right now? What if I just dropped the brush and never picked it up again? How would you feel about that, Daniel? Is that what you want from me? You want me to just quit and stop painting for the rest of my life? That's what you want, Daniel. Let me know. And I'm not going to consider it, but just to entertain the idea. Batasso, what's up? Batasso, Batasso in the house. All right, so we're gonna make this part of the foot a little higher. We're actually doing a total revamp of all this. Um, we're gonna make this foot a little higher. It should have been, much higher from the beginning, but we're actually gonna bring this like right here. Yo, Batasso likes the painting. Batasso doesn't think I should quit. Batasso believes in me. There we go. You only need one. You only need one person to save you from giving up painting forever. We're gonna elongate this foot. So we're gonna round this out. Needs to be about the same width there. Just a little bit longer. Make the toes. Pepto-Bismol. This is my Pepto-Bismol color here. Ooh, this heel over here is getting a little too big. Picasso, crazy concept. Yes, thank you. Just a crazy concept here. I still haven't revealed my reference yet. So if you wanna find out who my reference is, stay tuned because I may reveal it at some point in the near future, just not right now. I think if I reveal the painting, people start to spend too much time thinking about the overthinking what I'm doing. Whereas if I just go with it, things are way easier. But yes, this is based on a reference, by the way. His heel. It's okay for a foot's a little bit smaller than his. I just want it to be a good length, a little bit longer on the length here. And just got to reduce the heel at some point. Let's actually try to find some places that I can add this little pink highlight. Just dab in some little pink highlights here and there, just to bring in some little glimmers of glimmers of highlight here and around. It's gonna go. It's my Pepto-Bismol color. Pepto-Bismol. Pepto-Bismol. Well, now we've got Batasso. You know what's funny? Like I went sarcastic and just we gave Bakel so much attention. You know, I gave Bakel so much attention after calling it gross. But you know who we should give attention to? Batasso, because Batasso gave a compliment. Here's a mental hack here for life, in case anybody's ever wondering. Um, I learned this from Larry David. Uh, Not directly. I learned it through a podcast that was talking about Larry David, actually. And in this podcast, what it said was Larry David was like at this event, and at the event, some they announced he was there, and they announced he was there. Hundreds, like thousands of people were cheering for Larry David. But one guy near Larry David said, "Larry David, you suck." And for some reason, that guy who said, "Larry David, you suck," like stuck with Larry David for the rest of his night. And apparently, what Larry David says is that his lesson there was like, you have these thousands of people that are happy for you, but you let this one weirdo guy get into your head. So, how does the power of that one negative person, why do people allow that to outweigh all of the wonderful people? Like, we got Dave, my greatest troll, maybe second to Omizu, because Omizu hasn't really roasted or said anything like too joking recently. I think Omizu's been busy and he just kind of like tunes in just to have some background noise. But we got Kate, we got Batasso, all these great people that outweigh Mr. Bakel. The Bakel. The Bakel. All right, so we got these Pepto Bismol feet. We got the Pepto Bismol feet. Am I painting with acrylics or oils? I'm painting with oils. So these are oils, and that's that. Oils, oils, oils. I started with oils, and I don't think I'm ever going to go to acrylic. Well, never. No, I don't know what I'm saying right now. I will definitely use acrylic one day, just not anytime soon. I'd love to use acrylic just for like what's it called? I'd love to use acrylic just for like abstract stuff. That's what I would want to use acrylic for. If I ever do finally pick up acrylic, which I probably will one day. If I do, when I do, I would love to do abstract work with it. That's my goal. Because acrylic dries fast, right? So you get this opportunity uh, to really work fast and expressive and free. Whereas you don't get that ability with oil, unfortunately. You don't get that luxury. With oil, you work too fast. The thing is, like oil, if you work too fast, oil just kind of spreads into one another, right? Oil just has this thing. It just starts to spread into each other rather than oil spreads into each other rather than if you allow oil to just sit for a few extra moments, you can really get some really good detail. What am I saying? I don't know. I, I'm not in a good painting and talking. I'm not good at talking and painting tonight. So if I try to explain something, just pretend like I'm an artist who doesn't know how to form sentences. Just pretend. Because I don't know how to form sentences right now. Let's see. So we want to reduce the pink of this foot right here. We're just gonna leave this as our main color. Let's grab some white. I'm just gonna bring this down around the heel here. But what I was trying to say is, one day I probably will work with acrylic. It's just that Right now I have so much oil paint, and I think the benefits of acrylic is just that it can dry so fast that you can play around and do so much more of layering, like the fun layered stuff people love now, as far as like painting goes, you know? There's a lot of like fun layered work that people really like nowadays. And you get the opportunity to achieve that, which you can't really do with oil as easily. Am I making sense? My goodness. I can't talk tonight. Let's see. A little highlight color right here. How's that looking? Give him some more detail. That's okay. We're gonna come around. Who's puking? Which one of my cats is puking? Why are they puking right now? Did I eat some gummies? No, I don't. I don't. I'm not a heavy consumer of cannabis. I do not consume cannabis. Uh, not I'm not. I haven't not ever consumed cannabis, and it's totally legal in California, by the way. But I am not a fan. I'm really just not a personal. I don't like the way it feels. It's not for me. You know. All right, so I think we got some proportions. We're gonna work on these details later, but let's see what highlights we've got right now. We can actually, maybe bring some of this highlight into the top of the foot, top of the leg right here. Let's go get this nice and wet. Let's even make this even brighter, just to create a little more highlight here. Your cat threw up too? Yes, our cats are pukers. I should probably go clean it up right now, especially if I just heard them do it, but I'm not going to because I'm in the middle of painting. I'm thinking about cutting my hair just because it's like in my face constantly. That's the thing about long hair, it's constantly in your face. That's really annoying, by the way. I'm not a big fan of constantly having hair in my face. But I do love my hair though. Love my hair. Hair is something to be proud of. It really is. Love your hair. Love yourself, right? Love everything about you. Yesterday we were reading a book. What were we doing yesterday? We're reading a book about love. Isn't that beautiful? A book about love, about a class on love. going right here. We're gonna go. This artist, by the way, that I'm basing this painting off of was absolutely a genius, just an absolutely brilliant, incredibly talented painter. So incredibly talented. So we're just bringing in some of the highlights back into this foot again. Letting some of the shadows stay. Just bringing around some of the leg details. Let's see, that looks all right. And let's go a little bit further. We're gonna add this highlight actually even across the top of this guy right here. So whatever that color was. What was that color? We just had it. The bait and switch. Did I wash the dishes? If you have to ask, probably not. I did not. Did I do my dishes last night? No. I did not do the dishes last night, okay? I'm gonna do them tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is the time. Did you do the dishes? I know Omizu did the dishes, but I feel like Dave has never done dishes in his entire life. Dave, is that rude of me to think that of you, to think that you've never done dishes your entire life? Something tells me Dave doesn't do his own dishes. But I don't want to be like Dave though. So whether Dave does or doesn't, that's really irrelevant to me. Like some people, like here's a situation where I could be like, well, Dave doesn't do it, so I don't need to do it. But I want to be like Dave. I want to be Emmett Ferguson. I want to be me. So I'm not going to compare myself to Dave. Who wants to be like Dave? This figure, I'm just gonna have to accept that he's, a bit disproportionate. He's got an absurdly long neck. Got a lot of very unusual body features. Probably best if I don't. Dave is saying I shouldn't compare myself to him. It's like a yellow there. We're gonna go a little bit of yellow. Let's see, where's the belly button need to go? Belly button needs to go like right there. Need to whiten this up a little bit. Did you do the dishes, Dave? I wonder if Dave, if Dave did his own live stream, whether he would be able to tolerate himself. You know what I mean? Isn't that a funny thing to think about? Would Dave be able to tolerate his own himself? That is the question. Can Dave handle himself or no? I'm gonna add some of this bright gold color. A little highlight along the bottom here. Can Dave handle himself? That's a good question, right? Like, if you can live with yourself, you can find happiness. If you can live just by yourself, you can find happiness. But if you cannot live by yourself, you can't. Still stewing over the gross comment. Cat's back tomorrow. You know what? Let's all say hi to Cat. Let me see if she'll take my call on Facebook Messenger. Let's see if she'll take my call on Facebook Messenger or if she's with her other family right now and they won't talk to me. Cat, don't embarrass me live in front of everybody, okay? Let's see if Cat, she's busy with her other family.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, I'm streaming. My streamers keep asking about you, so I wanted to put you on the stream.
Okay. Hi streamers, how are you? Having a good night?
Let's see. Hold on, I don't want to reveal too much on my window here.
Hello.
She says hello.
Hello everyone. How's it going?
Dave says hello, Cat.
Hi Dave. How are you? I'm doing great.
Omizu says hello.
Hi Omizu. How is everything? What are you painting? More of the large personal painting?
Yes, we're working on that.
Cool.
Okay. You're on my live stream, by the way, just letting you know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
You said that.
Scout!
Where's Scout? I want to see the kitties.
He was on my table, like getting into the paint stuff, so I had to
Hey,
him out.
Scout, come and see me. You're Pookie. Come and see us.
Here's Pookie.
Hi,
Pookie.
Pookie. Hi, I miss you, baby girl. How are you? Are you good?
All right, well, everybody said hi. Kate says hi. Omizu says hi. Dave says hi. The whole world says hi.
Hi, whole world.
And then Omizu says, I'm not doing the dishes. Well, anyway, thanks for calling me out. But but there
Well,
we
this is
go.
fun.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, there's the honey barking.
Well, let me get back to painting.
Okay, well, paint.
I told them that if you didn't answer, you'd probably be with your other family. So
Oh
so
yeah, I
good
guess.
thing you answered.
That's fair. Okay.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye. Thanks for calling.
See you, bye.
See you.
All right. There you have it, everybody. Kat does not have another family that she's hanging out with. It has been proven. I didn't actually call her for that purpose, but that would be funny, right? How hilarious. It would have been the epic story of a lifetime. Live streamer turns on a live chat only to find out that their partners with their other family. I mean, I feel like that's actually not that outrageous of a story, though. I feel like it is totally plausible, whether by male or female. What, Pookie? Pookie. What are you pooking about, huh? What are you being a little pooky about? Excuse me. I really feel like that deep down, don't you? Like my pool boy, dirty secret. What the? Dave, you're so weird, dude. You're so weird, Dave. How much weirder can Dave get? Let's make an let's make a question. How much? Let's make a poll all about Dave. How much weirder can Dave get? Oh crap. Let's see. How much weirder can Dave get? I keep messing up this poll. How much weirder can Dave get? It's just going to be a yes or no. So we're going to start this poll. It's going to be a yes or no. Everybody can answer. It's going to be in the top right corner there. How much weirder can Dave get? Yes or no? That's the only acceptable response, is a yes or no. Any other response is too complicated. It would be unnecessary. Why is it a yes and no poll? Why? Because that's all that matters. Yes or no. We don't need extraneous. There, it's not necessary to have an extraneous answer. Those are really the only two options. Yes or no. How much weirder can Dave get? Yes or no. Yes or no. Those are the only two answers that matter. What the heck? What's going on? I feel like I hear my cat killing a mouse. Like I hear this little like it's the weirdest thing. Either they're fighting each other, they caught a mouse, which would blow my mind because I don't know how mice got into this apartment. Has anyone ever had a cat drop a mouse or some like weird insect onto their head before? I've never had that experience, and I don't really want it. Okay, so this needs to be just a little bit wider. Pookie, did you find a mouse? Psst, psst. Go, Pookie. Psst. Don't be in here, please. You put Dave in timeout, did you? Should or can Dave get weirder? Well, then it wouldn't be a fun question. 12 votes just said yes. It wouldn't be, I think in order to ask such a question, you have to ask in a weird way. And if it doesn't shake up your way of thinking, then it's too logical. It's too rational, right? We don't need to be rational in here. We words can whatever, anytime, everything. Let's just when Amazon, the house place was there, rooftop mingling and fire hydrants when home skyscraper is 1023 5 6 stream never to know again over the top when houses lift into universe spatial. Yes, see, forming sentences that don't have any rational. That was my attempt at forming a sentence that had no rational meaning. But I just had to explain it away, right? That actually was kind of hard. Trying to make a sentence that said absolutely nothing. Dave hasn't been responding. I feel like he's upset. I feel like Dave's crying. Dave, are you sad? Are you sad? Are you sad that we made a poll about you? Or did Omizu put him in timeout? Schizo. Meds? I don't do meds. Honestly, I would totally urge people to try that. To form sentences without. I think it's worthwhile. It's like a fun thing to try. To make a sentence that makes no sense. It's actually kind of fun. That could be a trend. And the scarier part of it is I think it does reveal a bit of my subconscious because everything that I said was like a word that flowed to the surface quickly. It's like surrealism with words. It's like a surreal word salad. You know how I would make that viral? This idea of it would be I would I would make a fake post with a fake statistic that's like if you can form a nonsensical an entire nonsensical if you could talk nonsensical words putting them together, then your IQ is over 200. And then people would automatically try it, saying, "Oh, this random person said that if you can form nonsensical words, your IQ is over 200," and then it would become a viral campaign. That's how you make things go viral on like Facebook. You make up this like fake situation, and then you like post it, and you get people to like, fall for trying to prove themselves to that. Like only 1% of the population can figure out this puzzle, and then people inevitably cannot help themselves but to try and solve the puzzle. It's an easy way. But you know what I find interesting is those Facebook pages. I really rarely ever see them last. I don't usually see them like more than once or twice. I feel like this is a critical moment in this painting, which is why I haven't said a word in about 45 seconds. We're just gonna leave this up. All right, so should I get rid of this poll now? Oh, one person thinks Dave can't get any, is it can't much get weirder. All right, there we go. So the poll goes, how much weirder can Dave get? Yes. That's it. That's the only answer. But here's the funny thing is the people that voted either know Dave and they've been along, they've been around long enough that they like recognize Dave, or they're just voting randomly. So that's the funny thing. But it was 12 people, which means either 12 people follow and like watch this live stream on a regular basis without us knowing, beyond just like Kate and Omizu, and they're actually familiar with Dave, or just like it's just a random vote, and that's a mystery, right? Aren't you curious, Dave? Aren't you curious who voted yes or even no, right? Like, aren't you curious at all? I am. I'm curious who those voters are, but I don't get the information. There's nobody's personal info is getting revealed unless you reveal it yourself by accident, which in that case, be careful. I believe in privacy. Privacy is of the utmost importance for many people. Dave, I would never vote against you. I have no reason to. Never, ever. Why would you accuse me of such an activity going against Dave? I would. How could you? How could you feel that I would do such a thing? Let's see what's happening in the rest of this painting here. Let's go with some grays. You know what? Let's do this with some oil here. Let's start bringing in some oil. Going with a nice fat layer. When I say fat, I mean like, with oils, nice oily layer, as well as a nice with an oily layer here. Let's go. Let's go for this. You gotta dull it down a little bit more. Oh, what about Kate? What said Kate? Be nice, protect Dave. Oh, Dave's the only one that voted no on himself. All right. Why am I having such a hard time getting this color to dull down a little bit? I want to try to dull it down a little bit. It's just too bright. There we go. That's a little better. I'm really just trying to figure out this technique here that he uses. It's quite interesting. Because it's not total realism, but it's also not like not it's not ultra realism. It's expressive. Almost as if, he was trying to prove, oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Almost as if he was trying to prove himself that he could do some impressionist work if he wanted to, but his personality just never allowed him to do it. When I say that, when I say personality never allowed him, what I mean is like, there's people that I think when it comes to the arts, your personality is really going to influence your style, right? Like if you're a perfectionist, you're naturally going to do well with technical artwork, right? If you're an absolute perfectionist, like, Pete Mondrian, he was known as like a perfectionist. If you're like a perfectionist like Pete Mondrian, then you're gonna do well with like very technical design art, right? You're gonna do great. But if you're not a perfectionist, then you might do well with like, abstract stuff. If you are a very emotional person, right? If you're highly emotional, you might do better with abstract work. I don't know. If you're a great storyteller, you might not be a great painter, but you might have some really brilliant compositions and ideas. Like, well, I wouldn't really call Salvador Dali a good storyteller, although people do believe that he was telling stories in his work. But I don't think Salvador Dali um, considers himself a storyteller. Because supposedly, according to the lore of Salvador Dali's belief of surrealism, Salvador Dali's perspective on surrealism is that, according to what I read on one little pamphlet about Salvador Dali, is that you're not supposed to find meaning in his work, right? That's not what he. There's no meaning in his work. In many cases, there was no meaning. Go with the brighter. Let's bring in this blue here to like find like a dull green. Let's see. Ooh, look at all the likes all of a sudden. Who's here? Who's celebrating? Who is who is giving me all the love and happiness? Who's sending that? Reveal yourself. No, you don't have to. You could be my secret admirer. All right, Kate's got questions for Dave. Oh, is Batasso here? What's up, Batasso? What's going on? Did he ask a question? Do I make digital art as well? Do I make digital art as well? No, I don't make digital art anymore. I gave that up. I gave up digital art. I just did not enjoy it. Digital art is not for me. As you could tell, I stand when I paint, and I just didn't like the idea that, like, if I was gonna do digital art, I was just barely, I really was like, I felt like just like an office employee in my own apartment, when I was making digital art. I just felt like an employee. I felt like I was like I felt like I was just like a corporate employee as opposed to like making artwork. And you know what? Like digital art, that's the thing. Like digital art, people hire for digital art. If you want to be employed as an artist, you should be a digital artist. You should study to become a digital artist. There's really like not very much work. Like it used to be that if you lived in Los Angeles, you could actually, paint on movie sets and stuff. And I think you still can, but I think it's much harder to find work as a as a painter than it is a digital artist. So I don't make digital art anymore. But that's my thought is if you want to make money as an artist, go I think digital's the real way. Um, you can make money as a painter too, but the game is very different. Like if you want to just be able to find a job, like go on ArtStation and find a job, then digital art's great. There's so many opportunities, design, logos, all these things that are being taken over by AI. But more importantly, um, there's a lot of work to be had with digital. So I'm not criticizing digital. It's just for me, I just couldn't get myself to enjoy it. Digital art was not for me, is what I'm trying to say. And among other things, the other thing I didn't really like about digital art was the fact that, I just I used to think I was really like good with technical stuff, but I have this problem with, which is why I didn't make a good computer programmer, even though I've tried that too. When it comes to like technical stuff, and this can all be learned, and this is why I think computer artists, digital artists deserve to make a lot of money. The good ones, at least, is because when I come across like a problem or like when I'm trying to figure something out on digital art, I tend to spend way too much time trying to figure out, like if I don't know if I have any streams of me when I worked with digital art, but sometimes I would do digital art and I would spend an hour and a half trying to figure out how to do something in the digital thing rather than an hour and a half painting, right? And I would way rather spend more of my time, solving painting problems than the technical problems. So, that's another thing. I think people who do digital art deserve to make lots and lots and lots of money. But why is this purple? Oh, deserve to make lots and lots of money because it's so technical. There's 100 ways to do pretty much everything, right? There's like 100 different ways to do almost anything you could possibly want in digital art. And I didn't really like that, honestly. I wasn't a big fan. Who's my favorite artist? I'd have to say Omizu Paints. I'm gonna shill out for Omizu Paints. No, just kidding. I like Omizu's work, but is he my favorite artist? No. Not in. Omizu's got a lot of work to do to become my favorite artist, but he does do great work. Who's my favorite artist? Let's see. I mean, Vincent van Gogh is one of them for sure. I like Vincent. I like Bouguereau. I like a lot of artists. I don't know. It's hard to say favorite. As far as drawing, I guess it depends on what category. I like Kim Jung Ji as a drawing artist. Contemporary painters of Western art. I like Mark Maggiore. He's really good. Mark Maggiore also has an interesting personality as far as like what he, how he appears on the internet. Mark Maggiore. I like Paul Klee. As far as like just really simple abstract artists. Cy Twombly, as simple as it gets, right? Well, subjectively simple, doing swirls, his brilliant swirls. What else? I like a lot of artists. I don't have a favorite. As far as like really basic modern contemporary like abstract stuff, I mean, I find artists on social media like all the time that I like, but are they my favorite? No, it's hard to find. It's hard to pick a favorite. Kind of like Dan Peacock. I like Francis Bacon. So what is Dan Peacock? How would you describe Dan Peacock? I need to darken his legs. So that's my goal right now. I want to darken this guy's legs. All right, so let's grab a raw umber. We're gonna do a raw umber here. Lay down our raw umber. Lay down some more Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is like the main foundation of our painting here. And I want to give this guy just, a bit more. I need to work on his hands, but before we do that, I want to give him some better color. Not too dark, just a little bit darker. All right, let's go like this. We're gonna go look at his legs, and we're gonna get some nice deep shadow right into this section right here. continue with this shadow right here. Let's go right down here. Huz, hey, what's up? Okay, someone's asking me questions. Favorite artist, this is not creative. He's a horror artist. Dan Peacock, thank you. Are y'all not able to see? Am I blocking something or what do you want from me, Dave? How much more attention do you need from me, Dave? Have I not given you enough? Do you need more? You're right. I should be interacting more. It is the key to success as an internet artist. You have to interact with people. Yes, I get it. Thank you for the reminder, Dave. Without Dave, I might actually enjoy streaming. Just kidding. Dave adds a lot of value to this live stream. A lot of value. Keeps me on my toes. All right, so just doing a little bit of just doing like a glaze here, a glazing layer, where we just paint over all these areas with our with this color here. Now I want to give him, let's give him some golden glowing areas here. I don't really know how to make a highlight on a tan person like this, so I'm gonna figure it out. Just figuring it out. I'm just wondering if I should use white or like form a yellow. Actually, that's not a bad color. It's actually a pretty good color. And then we're gonna lighten this up a little bit. Is this the right color? I don't even know. It's tough to decide on this. I think I need to. I think I need to pull up a reference. Kate's gone. She's like, Emmett has just barely chatted with me in the past hours. I get it. I really appreciate everybody. Really appreciate everybody taking time out of their day to say hello and all that. Oh, it's a good color. You know what I should use is blue. That would be a good color, actually. I need to find a good reference for the skin tone here. That's what I got. That's what I should be doing rather than trying to guess. I'm actually trying to guess at what what the highlights might look like on this person's body. I haven't really studied. And my reference, all I'm doing is I'm trying to translate my reference, which is probably a bad idea. I'm trying to translate my reference um, by taking this guy who's red and white, or pink and white, different shades of like pink and white. And I'm trying to translate that into this person who is definitely, he has more, he's a little bit, uh, he's darker as far as he has more melanin as far as his skin tone. So I haven't really put enough time to study what these colors should entail. And what I need to do is I need to just get myself a really good reference and just figure out how to do highlights right on a on darker skin figure. So I'm just gonna try this for now. Just trying to throw in some highlights. Dave, there's nothing wrong with vitiligo. So what? Even if I was giving him vitiligo, so what? So what? Vitiligo is beautiful. In fact, I might just give him vitiligo just to just to spite you, Dave. How about them apples, huh? The problem with this other part here is there's not enough going down. I need to bring this down just a bit more. All right. Let's see where else we could go with this. How much further we can take our figure here. Here's what we can do. One thing I can do is I can start to shape this area. So we're going to shape the area around her foot a little bit. We're going to go with some deep white gray, like a deep white gray color. I can go even deeper. Just to give that heel a more natural look. Honestly, let's go into here. Get that nice deep curve. Give that heel a nice natural look. And I might push that heel just up just a bit more. But I think the shapes of everything are starting to really come together. We're just building up detail by detail. Zoomy, 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 zoomy Kate. Zoomy, zoomy Kate. Zoomy Kate. Zoomy, zoomy Kate. Kate goes zoomy, zoomy, zoomy. Who goes zoomy? Kate goes zoomy. Who goes zoomy? Kate goes zoomy. All right, and let's see. What we're gonna do is let's let me use a flat brush for once. Let me see. You got a flat brush somewhere? Here's a good flat brush. We're gonna use this flat brush, and we're gonna try to capture some flat brush details. So what I want to do is I want to take some light gray highlights. I'll get some nice little gray highlights here. And I want to start bringing some more. Let's see, is this dark? Yeah, it's going to be a darker color. So I'm going to go bring in some of these darker colors here. Actually, let me bring in a highlight. Bring in a light highlight right here. This has to be a bit more highlight of a color. Let's try this. So we're gonna go. Cake go zoomy, who goes zoomy? Cake go zoomy. Honestly, I don't really switch out my brushes too much in case anybody's wondering. I don't really switch out my brushes too much. I really like using the same brush, but also I find, I do realize that some brushes aren't going to give you the what you need, right? Some brushes are just not going to be effective at helping you achieve what it is you're looking to achieve. And that is when you need to use a different brush. I'm going to go even brighter with this next section here. Go even brighter. hear my cat. My cat is trolling around in this room. And what we're doing right now is really just building up some highlight areas just to give it this extra level of dimension. So we're going to go right here into our thing. And then let's go, let's see, we're going to have we're going to go like that. Being a little bit extra careful right now. Just to get some highlights and some nice like little details that can really help to tie this piece together. Start to give some more details in these clothes. And let's see, we're gonna go bring this up. And then we're gonna go, how do we do this? We're gonna go like this. And then how can we add like, there needs to be just a slightly darker highlight. Slightly darker area. Just filling in the space around it. Let's see. Yeah, that's okay. All right, let's see. My cat's just staring out the window. How you doing, Scout? Did anybody hear that? Did anybody hear my cat say, respond to me? I need to pick him up now. Scout, hold on, hold on. Come here, buddy. Let me pick you up. Come here. My handsome boy. Look at this guy. Look at my handsome boy. My handsome cat. Yes, he's the best. How are you, my boy? Why are you pushing me away? Look at him push me away. Why are you pushing me away, my friend? Huh? Why are you pushing me away, my handsome friend? My boy. How you doing, my bro? My boy. You alright? Are you in the mood? What kind of mood you in? What's up, my dude? Are you wondering about what's outside in the world, bro? What's going on in the head of yours? Okay, alright, you get down. You have to leave the room. Oh. Is it weird how I talk to my cat? I don't know what's normal and not normal in how people talk to their cats. I don't have like a context. Scout has walked away. He has walked away from everything. All right, we're going to grab that brush again. That's my boy. My boy Scout. He's the best. He's the best around. He's the best around. Na, 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 na. The best around. I bet everybody thinks their cat's the best though, so you know, it's always a competition of it. My cat's the best without competition. He don't need to compete. He's just the best. Just is. Mm. Dave, karaoke, that's actually a good idea, brother. That is a good idea. Good old singing karaoke. All right. We're going to clean off this brush right here. Been painting for 2 hours and 11 minutes. I feel like I should paint for longer. I should paint forever. 2 hours actually feels like a pretty long time. But I know that I could paint for like 4 or 5 hours if I really, really, really wanted to. Like if I think the difference is, between the times when I can paint for like 4 or 5 hours, like I could paint for like 4 or 5 hours if I'm painting outdoors and it's just big details, medium details, small details, very straightforward, right? But if I need to like get into like these very small details, there's just so much thinking involved. It's just a lot of thinking, a lot of thought process, a lot of fixing things up and moving things around that it gets really distracting. And that's when my mind starts to just get so distracted so easily. All right, but we're gonna work on some hands. I'm gonna bring this down to eye level. We're gonna work on her hands. So we're gonna work on her hands, which means I need a nice one of these, a nice ruler to help keep my arms steady. It's very challenging. Omizu. Is it challenging? Oh, I can zoom in. I totally forgot that I have this option. Why does it say I have 0 viewers if I clearly have like 500? This is the part we're going to be working on right now. Do people know this is challenging? I don't know. Like I feel like, and this is just me, my critical brain thinking, right? I feel like I'm doing such a bad job at this painting that it's not challenging. You know what I mean? And by the way, I overshare what my self criticisms are, right? But that's this. So what I'm getting at is like I don't realize that this is challenging because I feel like I'm doing such a bad job that it is, I'm not really reaching the no, I don't really feel that critical of myself. How do I word this? I don't know. I don't really know how to express what I'm trying to say because I think maybe part of it was kind of BS just to get chatting, and then part of it is actually trying to explain what I'm feeling as far as why I'm not realizing how challenging this is. What would be the explanation for that is what I'm trying to express here. Faking a moon landing. That's funny. Funny guy. I think what it needs is it needs some highlights. So we're gonna try to find some nice pink highlights here. Self-deprecating helps some of us centered. Don't one of you what? Don't what? Dave, you trying to tell me what to do, man? That's not cool. Don't. Now that you said don't do it, I'm just gonna do it anyway. Whatever you try to get me not to do, I'm gonna do. I don't even know what it is. I'm just gonna do random things and hopefully figure out and hopefully get the right thing. All right, so let's go like this. I'm gonna go. Uh-huh. That hand actually looks pretty bad though. That is one wonky looking hand. What's not good for my mental health? Who are you to tell me about my mental health? The only person that needs to know about my mental health is myself and my psychiatrist, or my psychologist, or my therapist. Oh, can't see what's going on. All right, let's go like this. All right, let's see. How's that hand look? It's just looking kind of dirty, but hopefully eventually what happens is we can just blend it together and it'll be all dandy. Nice and dandy. That's the goal here. So we're gonna get this knuckle. We're gonna get down on this knuckle right here. You know why it doesn't feel challenging? Because I'm having so much fun. See, now we're getting nitty gritty, people. Y'all can see like everything I'm doing now. You can see all of my flaws and errors and everything. This might be a new stream format, you know, up close and personal with Emmett Ferguson. All right, let's see. Oops, keep blocking the window here. And let's try to find a good little highlight color here. Nice little like in between highlight. I have no clue how I'm gonna work this because what is this? Let me see if I can. I'm gonna come down on this. I'm just gonna blend these little sections right here. Blend that in, so it doesn't look like. So it doesn't just look like, you know, like a dirty hand. Right now it's kind of chaotic and just doesn't look right. So. Y'all can really see the brushwork that I do now, huh? It's kind of suspenseful. It kind of makes me nervous because I'm like, oh, now they know how I do brushwork up close. It's not super precise, you know? You might expect some super precision work, but no, not really. I'm just trying to figure it out and I just keep working at it until eventually it works. Or I might not even keep working at it. I might just let it be. Let it be, let it be. This does not need to be as dark here, so we're going to come around like this. Looks okay. The wheels are about to fall off this bia. Am I Scottish? No, I'm not Scottish. Now y'all know my secrets. You know my secrets now. So that's going to be, you know, when eventually my paintings get into galleries, there's going to be a rule. You know, most people, when they go up to a painting, they could stand like, you know, they could stand like 6 inches away or like 1 foot away, right? 1 foot. Let's see. 1 foot would be, you know, like got inch ruler, 3 inches. So like 1 whole foot away, right? But I'm going to make it to where you have to stand at least 50 feet away. You can see every little thing on my face right now, huh? Got some. See, this is how an artist sees, or how I see as a painter, right? I see yellow there on my face. I see white there. You know, a little purple right here. Some really dark purple here. Like a bluish right there. Some really dark yellow ochre with a little bit of pink and red. See some orange on my lip. See a white strand of hair that's from the light, but also a lot of like brown, purple here. A lot of yellow right here. Maybe some green up in here. Lots of, you know, these little white stuff. I have some pretty good pores, right? My pores aren't too bad. Huh. All right. How did I get the name Ferguson? Why does that matter? That is of personal importance. That is a personal matter, Omisu. I was adopted. All right? If you must know, I was adopted. If thou must knowest my family secrets, All right, these hands really are not working right now. So what I need to do is I need to let them sit for a little while and then build them up again later. But I do want to go into the head here and add a little bit more shadow into the space. That hand looks kind of weird. It's actually a little bit better now. It's still kind of funky, but Nakayama. That's a cool name. Nakayama Hansen. Nakayama to Hansen. Wow. Look at us all revealing a part of ourselves. Everyone knows, every one of us now has like something personal that we've shared. What about you, Dave? You have anything personal you want to share? You don't have to. You should really maintain your privacy. But, you know, if you feel like sharing something just to be with the in crowd, go for it. Now's the time for us to get to know each other. All right, and I don't want to have her stay with red hair. Or I might. I don't know. I think the red hair kind of works. Mm. What's up, Mr. Scout? Scout, what's out there? What do you see, buddy? What's out there, my friend? What is it? What is that? You see a little grasshopper? Little grasshopper? Is it a grasshopper? I can't see something out in our patio. The mystery of what it is. An ant or a grasshopper? I have no clue. All right. Could have been a Burnett Nakayama. Nakayama sounds good. That's a good name, Nakayama. All right, we've done a lot of repairs today. A lot of updates. You know what I could do? What I should do is try to tighten up the face. Let me try to tighten up some of these faces here. This guy's face needs to have more consistency. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get some consistency on his face, and I want like a tan consistency. That's what we want on his face here. So nice, consistent tan color. Wow, Omizu, you could have been 100 other people. Very, very interesting. Actually, this brush might not be the best for what I'm trying to do right now. All right, let's see. I want this brush. This is going to be more of what I want. All right, and then nether color. We're going to try to find some spaces to highlight. And now let's get some nice dark features. Into the eyes here. How's he looking? I don't know. I don't know how this is looking. We'll find out. We'll figure that out later. Let this dry for a bit. Let's see the ear. Ear should have some detail like right there. I'm gonna have to repaint the face again and again a few times to get it right. But let's see. One other thing I wanted to do before I took. Oh yeah, I wanted to work on this guy's face. So let's take a look at his face. Mogami is your maternal side. Nakayama. Ooh, you don't like cheesesteak? Cheesesteak is awesome, dude. Cheesesteak is just amazing. All right. So as you can see, this guy's been giving me some headaches for the past few weeks. Let's go ahead and move away this brush. Let's find like a let's grab. Let's see how this is gonna work. Let's go raise this up. Up and away. Totally Beavis. It is. I know, I said that before. That's Beavis. That is Beavis and Butthead right there. That's okay though. Is it interesting getting this close up to my paintings? No, I just realized that I can actually do this zoomed in. So I'm gonna do this more often, but is it funny to see how different the painting looks from a distance versus up close? When you look at every little detail, so you start to see what I see, right? Which is an ugly painting. Just kidding. I use way too much self-deprecating stuff. I should stop. It's not a good influence to use too much self-deprecating humor. When I use self-deprecating humor, I feel like I'm being a bad influence. At an angle. All right, let me clean off this brush. We're gonna get even. What's going on? What about a plus sign? I don't know what happened. All right, and then now we're gonna get a nice, really dark color. Nice dark. Can't help but stand in front of my painting. But we're gonna go. Let's go add our detail in right here. How's he looking? A little better. Some of the details are coming out. What's going on? Oh, I already subscribed to Kate. Here, let's do this right now. Let's do the ultimate test. Am I supporting the people that I should be supporting? So let's do a test right now. We're going to pull up my phone, and I'm going to see if I'm already subscribed to Kate. And we're going to do this live. So, you know, pretty much, I don't want to do too live because otherwise, let's see, you go to my view channel. All right, so we're going to tap Kate's name. And then we're going to hit ban. No, just kidding. We're going to go to channel. Let's just see if we're subscribed to Kate. Oh, there we go. So now I'm subscribed. I could have swore I was already subscribed to her because I commented on her last video. But there we go. But see, that's why I do things, you know, I hold myself accountable, right? I really thought I was already subscribed to her, but I forgot. Why does he have a black eye? But you know what? No one else is willing to put themselves out like that, you know? Like, oh, I'll do this live just to prove to you. He has it's not a black eye, it's a brown eye. Wow, look at my face. Look at all these little pores. Excuse me. All right, what that needs to do, what I need to do with that is I need to reduce the blackness of it, the dark elements of it. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Going to paint in. Oh no, that's too bright. Need a darker color here. Oh, that looks even worse. Now his eye looks swollen. So, I don't know. Let's see. We'll keep working at it. We'll work at it until, I've got all my life, the rest of my life to do this. How's that looking? It's looking pretty ratchet, but we can work it over and over until we get it. More wrist flicks. More wrist flicks. It's all in the wrist. Let's clean off this brush. And we're going to take another brush. I'm going to take my favorite brush right now. We're going to go with this. I'm just going to blend some of these areas here. It's coming together, but we're going to blend it. That's what we need to do. That's part of the job. But what I got to do is I've got to find a good half color that's somewhere in between the two that's going to let me blend it effectively. Actually, I might not even need to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway, just in case. And let's go like this. So we're going to... You know what? I should do it with the highlight, actually. Let's go with the highlight. This brush is not working. Yeah, this brush is kind of scratchy. Scratchy brush. Scratchy brush isn't working. You know what? Even up close, this actually doesn't look too bad, surprisingly. This brush has long outlasted its usefulness. I need to find a brush that's a little bit more delicate. I need more brushes. She doesn't look too bad. You know, it's really blurry, so you can't really see all of the flaws, but I think if I raise the hair a little bit, if I just raise the hairline, I think it'll actually look much better. So I'm going to raise the hairline just a bit. We're going to go right across the eye right here. We're going to do a hairline right there. Does Kate want to be famous? Kate, that's a question you must answer if you want to become a YouTuber. Do you want to be famous? Yes. Just say yes. That's kind of interesting. That's an interesting question, right? Like, do you want to be famous? No one really ever asks you that. It's kind of a it's a difficult question to answer though, like, right? Like you can't really say you want to, can you? Like, is it acceptable to say that you want to be famous? I live in Los Angeles, so this is a totally like normal, you know, conversation, I think. I mean, even though, it's not like people in LA are like, "Hey, do you want to be famous?" It's like automatically know that everybody in Los Angeles or Hollywood is has at least some medium desire to be famous. But like, I never realized that until now that definitely, if you're living elsewhere, it might not be as usual of like a topic of discussion, right? I think the truth is everyone in Los Angeles has some desire to be famous, some desire or another. All right, that face actually doesn't look too bad. It's a little blurry, but it doesn't look too bad. All right, here's what we got to do. We actually have a couple things to do. Let me clean off this brush here. This nose looks weird. The forehead looks a little weird, but that's something that could be modified. So we're going to take this, we're going to push the forehead across. And then I need to shape this nose here. I'm going to take my other brush and we're going to grab like a dark gray. What should I use? Yellow? Should I use like a yellow? I think can use like a yellow. I'm gonna use like a yellow to create contrast here. A little bit of like a yellow ochre. Thank you. That is an interesting thought, though, right? Like, just this whole idea that pretty much everybody in LA, in some form or another, has that desire to be famous. You can automatically assume it, right? It's unspoken. It's not like, people talk about it, but it's pretty much just common sense. Anyone who moves to California has that dream. Has that dream of becoming known. All right, this is getting better. I'm actually going to wrap up. Somehow this stream says that it was only an hour and 7 minutes. Obviously, at some point, the stream got disconnected. But I'm wrapping up now, by the way. So if anybody's hoping for some miracle of me finishing this painting tonight, you'll be waiting a little while because that's not going to happen. Waiting a long while. Not just a little while, a long while. We're going to wrap up. That's it. We're done for tonight. I don't know how long this stream was. It was at least 3 hours, maybe 4. I think I was trying to go for at least 4. Almost 4. 3 hours. 2:55, yeah. All right. So now that we all know that Kate wants to be famous, next time on our next live stream, we're going to brainstorm how Kate can become famous. Dave, why don't you help her with that? Instead of helping her get a wrench in this live stream, spend your time thinking about how you can help make Kate famous. That would be, because surely Kate's dream is not to become a moderator in my live stream, right? That's not her life's goal. She wants to become a professional YouTube lip sync artist, right? So help her do that, Dave. Help her become that. I've been writing essays about me trying to get her the wrench. Like, Dave, if you took all of that energy of trying to get me to reinstate Kate, if you put all that energy into helping Kate become famous for her lip syncing, just imagine where the both of you could go. Kate could become super, super successful and known, and you could become her manager, making, 20%, 10%, 15% of everything Kate makes. And it would be just absolutely perfect, because then y'all would have met in my live stream, which is great, because then, once you're ready to buy my artwork, you'll pay me tens of thousands of dollars to purchase these artworks, and we'll all be happy. But until then, tonight, that is it for this live stream. Dave, so here, let's make this game right now as we wrap up. Every time that Dave says wants to reinstate Kate's wrench, because we know Kate's desire in life is not to become a moderator in this live stream. That's not going to help her get famous. That's not going to help her get more views. It's fun, but Dave, instead of pushing this reinstate Kate campaign, how about let's push a make Kate famous for YouTube video lip syncing famous. Use that. Take that energy, instead of, and every time you're about to write reinstate Kate, be like, let's just, what can you do? Who can you write to that would help Kate get more views? That's the question we should be answering, not how many times does Dave have to bug me to reinstate Kate? There we go. All right. So this is cool, right? We're on a mission. Dave's got a mission now. Dave has a purpose to help and support Kate become famous. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye bye.